Good morning, SHS. It's Tuesday, and that means the lab pond is open for fishing after school today. The last 2 weeks were rained out, but today looks to be very beautiful.
Reminder, iPad protection plans must be purchased within the first 21 days of school, and that deadline is coming up soon. The cost is $25.
Sophia Asher celebrated her 18th birthday yesterday by earning medalist honors on the golf course. So Asher carded a 45, highlighted by being 1 under par through 5 holes, in a three-way home match against Rushville and Connorsville, which the Golden Bears won. Riley Everett also claimed a sub-50 round, finishing with a 49.
The tennis team took down Waldron yesterday, with singles players Reese Prickett and Bram Kolkmeyer, and doubles teams Aiden Smith and Wyatt Armstrong, and Aiden Elton and Jack Van Wy winning. The JV team also won, with Grant Tackett, Owen Shively, Cooper Reed, Henry Reif, Jonathan Rowell, and Andy Rude all victorious.
And the JV football team blanked Greensburg last night 22-0. And speaking of football, you've probably noticed J.M. McCann's name on our stadium. He coached our first football team. He was a World War II veteran and spent 44 years at SHS as a teacher, administrator, and coach. Dr. Rawlings visited with his 2 children yesterday to learn more about this great educator.
Good morning, Gordon Bears. We are so honored to have the McCanns here today. They are siblings, and of course, if you have been to the football stadium or walked past it, you're well aware of J.M. McCann's name on that stadium. And I think it's so important for us to know who he was, and we still have great connections here. Emily McCann Campbell lives here in town, and her brother, Jim McCann, and he happens to be in town, so we're so appreciative that they were able to stop by. And we wanted to use this opportunity for you to get to know them and also to just hear from them about Shelbyville High School. Now, we'll talk a little bit about your father. People oftentimes mention him as a football coach, but obviously he was, for those who are here, knew he was a long-time, highly respected educator and administrator. Your dad was in the building, but I wanted to ask you too about who else might have been a favorite teacher, or someone who'd be that you really look back and enjoyed having in class.
Well, I'd have to say my dad was my favorite teacher, and the reason is he was a math educator. He was very good. I meet people, and they think of him many times as a math teacher, not a football coach, and he could make it understandable for whether you were had that interest or didn't have that interest. And he played no favorites with Emily or I.
No.
He was hard on us.
Yeah, he was. He was big on equality. He didn't treat any race or religion any differently than any other. He was fantastic. I do remember sometime late 30s, there was a black student by the name of Tommy Sadler who went to the state track contest. I think he was shot put, but I might be wrong. And so he took several boys with him, all happened to be white, and they went to the track thing, and by golly, he won. And so to celebrate, he was going to take them to dinner on the way home. Nobody would serve them. And he lived to his death. He was still upset about that. He just could not understand that.
Wow. Yeah. Last thing I wanted to ask you about was, obviously you've been a student before, and wanted to know what your thoughts or advice is for today's students.
Well, I would say find your passion and work hard at it. And I'll give you an example. Our son, oldest son, who was an air traffic controller, is now teaching air traffic controllers in Oklahoma City at the academy there. And they right now are having a very high failure rate. And he thinks the main reason is they just aren't studying. In other words, they come there and think this thing is going to, through osmosis, it's going to get into the brain. Doesn't do it. So if you have a passion about something, work hard at it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. There's a couple of things. One is nobody can take your diploma away from you. So stay and finish education while you can. because it's basically free right now, and you get that first diploma, and you may decide to go on. The other thing is, I know that I faced it, and Jim faced it too. In high school, you meet all kinds of personalities of teachers, and when you get out in the workforce, you think you get out of high school, I can do what I want to. You're still going to have a boss, and they're going to have those same personality quirks. So you need to know how to deal with it now and figure that out, because it's going to be with you the rest of your life.
Yes, that's great advice. So true. Well, I am so appreciative that you would take time today. And I think students, one of the things is we see, we have a couple of names around our building, Breck, McCann, and to really look at what were the values that they had and have passed down, and now that we've continued to pass down.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for taking time today.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
We appreciate it too.
Thank you.
Come back to bed. Stop being no, okay.
You need to drop the jaw, lift the larynx, raise
Yes.
the eyebrows, smile technique.
Exactly.
There.
Shoulders up, back, down.
Back down.
Arms at your side.
Feet shoulder width
Feet.
apart.
I was gonna say that.